Okay, so we've created our teams, we've done the pairings, we've set up the tournaments. Now, what we need to do is create the scorecards. And you may have done this before, but the technique has changed. So please pay attention. We start out here at the dashboard and we go to rounds, and we've selected our round, which in this case is the week that we're currently doing right now, which is Admiral Baker North on July 16th. Um, we click on print scorecards here, which we've done before, and you'll notice here we've previously always gone to access legacy scorecards, but effective September 1st, 2025, that technique will no longer be available. So instead, if we look at my sheet right here, we see where it says my scorecards, and you'll see the various different cards that we've set up. You'll always want one that starts with hookers and slicers and has the name of the course. So we've defined the various courses in the scorecards. Another method for doing that, again, if you go to your rounds, if you were to say report center and click on scorecards, um, you'll also see some other scorecards that have been set up. But again, we're looking for the one for Admiral Baker. So here I'm going to go here, and in either way you do it, you're going to click on Edit. So when we click on Edit, it brings you to a sheet that looks like this, and it's basically got our lineups for this week. You always want to come here where it says select tournament, and you want to select the team game that's being played. Right now it shows me the individual skins. In this particular week we're doing match play, but you always want to select the team game. Okay, and you see the pairing groups that are there. I then usually go to additional info and teas. Okay. And there's certain things that we want checked off. We want the column for initials. That's here on the back nine. It has the player's initials. And you want to include those initials. You see, if I didn't do that, you see how that goes on and off like that. You want to show the T abbreviations. So in this particular week, it's right here. It's showing which players are playing the gold and white gold at that course. We want to include the pace of play, which is down here below. It says for each group what time they should be there. Okay. You're going to see some numbers here on the top, and those have specific meanings that have been defined already. So number one is always going to be the name of the course. Number two is what hole the group is starting on. In most cases, if we're doing tee times, that's always going to be hole number one. But if we're doing a reverse shotgun, that will tell what hole the group is starting at. Number three is the tee time. Number four says what team game. So, Stableford two player, whatever that looks like. And then five, six, seven, and eight, those are the four players in that particular group. Okay. Down here at the bottom right, you see 9, 10, 11, and 12. 9, 10, 11 is basically the date, month, day, and year. And 12 is the team number. You don't have to mess with any of that stuff, which is great. In the bottom left, though, there is a box, and if you double click on that, it brings you to a screen like this. And essentially, this is the directions for the closest to the pin. Okay. Most cases, if it's a tee time one, I'll just say team number one put out the closest to the pin markers, and the last team pick up the closest to the pin markers. Um, Sometimes the course will put it out there for you, but I always just leave it the same like that. Here on Admiral Baker, because we do the white gold, we also do the directions as to which holes the players who are playing from the standard tee move forward to the gold. But that's the only course where that applies. Um, so we're going to say we're going to apply that text change, and that's what that'll look like. There's one other thing you want to do here when you're on the additional info and teas tab, and that is to put in the number of balls to count. We do this as a convenience to the members. So this particular week is simple because it's 2 balls per hole Stableford. So we'll come into the number of balls to count, and for this one, I'm just going to put in two, 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 two. Okay, two, boom, 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 and then go for the back 9, do the same thing. Now, say this week we were doing 2 balls on the front, 3 balls on the back. On the back, I would just put in three, 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 three. Okay. What if this was another tournament where we were doing maybe 2 balls for the par fives and 3 balls for the par fours and 3 balls for the par threes? Okay, so here I'd look and I'd see what par it is on this line. So here I'd say, okay, two on that, and then three, 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 two, four, or whatever it is you want to do. You would just input that information there, and that's how that works. Since this particular week, we're doing twos on all of the holes. I'm just going to put that in like that, and save it like that. So that's how we do that part. While we're here, you could also look at your fonts and colors. These are things that we've done as we defined the courses. So you're not going to mess with that. But like at this, we usually have yellow like this for the 4 or 5 par threes that we're playing, and we also usually do a delineation for the tee boxes, like white or gold or white gold. Again, you're not going to need to mess with that. So essentially, when you come here, the only thing you're really going to do is if there's changes on the information for the closest to the pin markers. You can do a refresh preview here, which is in the bottom right. And what that does is that'll actually show you the first 5 scorecards of the group. So we're going to go over here. We're going to click on this refresh preview here. And you're going to see this circle turning around while it's coming up with it. And it'll make any changes that work out. And let's see, where is it? That refresh preview. There we go. So we've got the first 5 groups coming through. You'll notice the earlier ones where we've got people on white and gold playing. So you've got the white gold line and you have the gold, and it shows the yardages. When we come further down, we have a group that everybody's playing the gold. So there you just see the gold on top, but that's how that works. When you're all finished with it, you're going to click Save and Print. You're just going to click Next here where it asks about the margins. And it takes a few seconds to go ahead and generate the scorecards for you. We're going to wait for that. Okay, so now it has completed and generated it. We're going to say download PDF. It's going to create another tab here with them. And you see it's just all the different PDF pages, and it's the scorecards the way you want to. Give it a quick look, make sure it works for you, and then you're going to want to save it uh, onto your directory because you're eventually going to be emailing it to the members. So you click here for the download. At least that's how it works on Google Chrome. It's going to ask where. I generally create a separate folder, as you've seen in another video, for each tournament. So this is for the Admiral Baker North, and I've already done one before, so I'm going to overwrite it. So it's scorecards on this date. Yes, I've overwritten it. So now it's saved in that directory. If I go to my directory there, it's got the different scorecards that I needed. So That's pretty much how it works for a regular tea time tournament. Next, I'll cover whatever differences occur when we're doing a tournament with a reverse shotgun. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at one that's a reverse shotgun. So we go to our rounds again, and this time I am looking at one we did several weeks back. Steel Canyon, we had a reverse shotgun, and it was a scramble. So we click on that one, and we go basically through the same thing. We go print scorecards, and we're going to look for the one that we did at Steel Canyon. And so that one, I believe we did the ranch and vineyard is what we did there. So we're going to edit that one, and it's going to pull it up for me. Great. And here's our groupings. There was the team game, which was the scramble handicap. It's got the various players. We already did our groupings. We created that, so we know which holes the various people are playing on. Okay, we go back just as we did before with the additional info and teas, and we're going to take a look at this now. I want you to see this. It really looks messy right now as far as things overriding each other. Don't change that, because believe it or not, it's going to work out when we do the main thing. But we want to go to the closest to the pin information. We're going to double click on there. So you see what we put in here. We said, okay, this particular team, the team that was starting on ranch hole number one, the A group, puts out the T markers for these various groups, and this one puts out for those holes, and then bringing back, we do the same. So you've got to go through and figure out which team is going to be the first group to play each of the par three holes, and which groups are going to be the last ones to play each of those par three holes. But that's how that works. And you're going to, again, apply your change, and we're going to refresh the preview. Okay. Now, remember here how messy it looks, but watch, you're going to see what happens when we do the preview. So we're going to scroll down. It's still working on it. And you see now it works. We've got everything uh, does fit on the page. Um, so that works there. So that's it. We've gone ahead and we've modified the scorecards. We've learned how to work on them for tee times. We've learned how to work on them for reverse shotguns, and how to print them, save them, and then you would just go ahead and send it out. Hope this all works for you. Please let me know if you have any questions. Bye bye.